that changed your life. It just sounds like, yeah. But in that moment, before it is congealed, and when you're really in that moment with rock and roll, that's where the magic happens. That's when the arguing stops, and you connect with that music, and you feel like you can't die. You feel ageless, nameless. You're just part of this thing. You're going to live forever, and music is the damn best thing that ever happened to you at that moment. And that's the magic of going to a show. It's why when I go to a gig and the music starts playing, I go to my happiest possible place. And there's two happy places for me, super duper happy. One, on stage right, your left, my right, sitting right behind the six cabinets of Jay Mascis of Dinosaur Jr., hearing him go stratospheric. And someone can see a Dinosaur Jr. show with me, sitting right over there like, I'm so happy, I'm so happy, I don't want this show to end. It's like the best damn thing. My other happy place is stage left by the monitors for a Stooges show. Again, happy place, happy place. A great conspiracy between myself and Iggy's manager, a guy named Henry. That's convenient, easy to remember. Iggy played a festival in Katowice, Poland this year, and so he was on stage around midnight. I was flying to Poland to be on stage the next night at the festival, and me and his manager conspired together to get me to the stage as fast as possible. And so we made this great plan. I ran out of the airport after getting in through customs. There's a man waiting for me with my name on a sign. I said, are you the guy? He said, yeah. I said, go! And we ran to his car. I hurled my stuff into the back. I go, you know where we're going? He's like, yes, yes, I know where we're going. We go right to the festival ground, like 35,000 people, right next to the main stage. I go, can you take her? He's like, go, just go. I go running up the stairs to the main stage. The security people are laughing because they know this is going to happen. You know, yellow tape is lifted. As I run up, I see Henry, the manager. We briefly embrace, and he points to a spot that has been reserved for me. There's like this perimeter of vacancy. He's like, go! Boom! And there's Iggy on stage in front of 30,000 people going completely nuts. And I'm like, and now I am a 51-year-old man acting like a crazy 12-year-old. And that's me. That's how I am. So anyway, so the 37-year-old guy, years later, 37 years after the show, after this punk rock show, where after 3 years of playing the punk rock, the man, all he has to his name is a broken guitar and herpes. And after like 3 miserable years of 22 bucks a night and a punch in the mouth, he gives up. And years later, he staggers into a 7-Eleven, and he picks up a modern rock magazine, and he goes through the glossy pages, and he sees a huge expose on a huge punk rock band, and he sees what his genre looks like almost 40 years later. And he sees these 4 guys who look like boy models. That is to say, they look fed. They look handsome, and their mohawks are salon quality, and their cuticles are beautifully exfoliated. And the interview says, they're the biggest band in the world. They sell 5 million copies per release. They just sold out 100 nights at Wembley. And the interview goes like they're punk rock humble. You're the biggest band in the world. You just purchased Paraguay. And they're like, yeah, you know, we've been very lucky. We got great fans. What can we say? And so was there any one album that got you on your way to rock stardom and world domination? They go, yeah, actually. There's a record we all heard that inspired us, that made us put down everything else, pick up guitars, and here we are now. And the guy looks down, and there is a JPEG miniature of his first album on that page. And they're saying, it's that album. And the guy goes into total plot loss. He goes, wait a minute, that's my record. I am now owed that which I was so denied the first time around. And he staggers out of the 7-Eleven, and he goes home, and he calls his remaining band members, those that are still alive. He's like, we're getting the band back together again. And that's why on festival stages all over the world, you see these weird old dudes waddling, staggering, trundling onto festival stages to terrify the young audience below them as they look up in mild to severe horror at these strange ancient men with their arcane references to Margaret Thatcher, Ronald Reagan, and the Falklands. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Remember this one? No, actually. Not even my father remembers this one. Not even Mark Twain remembers this one. And it was one thing when the guitar's down here and you're just angry at the world and you're just smashing it, it's real. But now that the guitar's up here over your gut and you're actually playing these two-chord non-wonder songs and we can really hear what you're saying, it looked better on you when you were 17. When you're over 50, you look like a horse's ass. And the audience like, oh, like, really? You're a fat old dude who should put his shirt back on. Your tattoos are like just a mass of blue-black ink, and I don't know what you're talking about. I can see the remaining hair from your 4 strands that you're trying to get into a mohawk migrate visibly down your back to take a pause on the lumbar region of the back of this nest of brown-gray depression, plot loss, and futility before it disappears into the ass crack, never to come back again. And so I was thinking about all that as I'm 49.9999% old, thinking, am I going to be that guy? At 50, am I going to be that? Well, back in my day, things were different, you flouncing Nelly boys and girls of pop music. You don't know what punk rock is. Back in my day, we didn't have a light show like this. We had men holding lanterns, fueled by whale oil. We had coal-fired amps. The smoke was unendurable. While we had 12 to 50 people a night die from smoke inhalation and murder. That was the real thing. You had to die for it. And I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be in a cul-de-sac of plot loss, suffocation, and VH1. I want to be in 2012, leading into 2013 with the rest of you. And so last year, I hit 50 in New York City. And I emerged from this venue, I was doing a week of shows there, on February 12th. And with like 11:40, with like 20 minutes left on the clock before February 13th, where I turned 50. And I stagger across freezing streets of New York, and I find myself in a diner, because I was incredibly hungry. And I asked the nice lady for a tuna fish sandwich and a cup of coffee. And she goes away to get the chow, and I'm watching my watch. I'm like, well, you know, 15, 17 more minutes left as a 49-year-old man. And then right when I turn 50, the tuna fish sandwich arrives. Bam! And the first thing I thought to myself is, you turn 50, they give you a tuna fish sandwich. That was the first thing I thought as a 50-year-old, which is perfect. It means nothing and borders on being a non sequitur. So I said, well, there it is. And so at that moment, I said, I must sum up my life and figure out what it all means now that I'm at the 50-yard line of my life, which is such crap. Because if you go to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's website, cdc.gov, they have a page called the Fast Stats page, which is really cool. And it has the average American male lifespan is like so not 100 years. So I am not at that point at the 50-yard line of my life. I am in fact in field goal range of death. And as far as the mountaintop, I've been to the mountaintop, and I have been to the mountaintop, and I've gone over the mountaintop, and now I'm in mortality's toboggan, steaming towards the grave. I mean, that's it. And I'm not freaking out about it. What are you going to do? Cry? Is it to keep up, you know, getting up every day and just go out and keep jamming? That's what you do. You just get up and go, all right, it's the morning, and I'm older, and, you know, yeah. So otherwise, like, all we do is regret. Back in the old days were better. The old days sucked. What's coming up? That's the big damn deal. What you and I are gonna do. What we're doing now is this. What we're gonna do, well, we'll see. That's interesting. What was, been there, done that. That's why you make records. Yes, it was why they made out of petroleum. You know, they're kind of carbon-based. You know, you put them on the shelf, hundreds of years later, they turn to dust. Like, there's no more music. That's the music you'll make now. Go make some history. Don't live in the past. Let's get going. Keep it exciting. When people say, music sucks now, I silently think to myself, no, pal, you suck now. Because you can't find enough hours in the day to listen to all the good new music that comes out all the time. It's true. All you gotta do is, yeah. It's all American Idol. It's American Idol if you watch American Idol. I don't. I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying I go elsewhere. And there's too much music to listen to. I need another 40 hours a day to try and catalog all of it. Anyway, so I turned 50 in this diner. Now, I'm thinking about, at that time, what do I got? And what does it all mean? And so I ran the numbers. And the numbers told me that this is my big damn deal. Because I've averaged, at that point, over 100 shows a year for 30 years. Now I've averaged over 100 shows a year for 31 years. And so I guess I'm not kidding around. Where I don't take myself seriously. I take you so seriously, I almost throw up. And so I figured out what the whole thing is about. And the whole thing has been about since like 1980 to now. It's you. And so you don't know this, but my affection for you is freaky. moist and creamy on the inside. Quadruple XL and fairly unconditional. However, my affection for you is eclipsed by my fear of you. And don't take this wrong. I don't fear you storming the stage like it's the Bastille and taking me out. I mean, you can do it easily. I'd be easily conquered. Please don't. I fear failing you. I fear disappointing you, because not even the great Marcel Proust can get this night back. And so I fear wasting your time. I fear you thinking that I'm not in real time in this room with you right now in Virginia. I think that, I fear that you might think that I'm dialing this in, or that I'd rather be elsewhere. That is my fear. And so basically, I don't take this the wrong way, you're ruining my life. You're my great obsession. And years ago, a guy said something to me that I carry with me forever. I have some odd alliances I've picked up along the way. There's a guy I met over half of my life ago, and to this day we're still kind of chums. And he's a singer in a garage band from Pasadena, California. The band, Van Halen. The guy, David Lee Roth. I don't know, it's weird. Diamond Dave and I have been friends since I was like 22 years old. He's whip-crack smart. He's like the Mark Twain of rock and roll. Multilingual, black belt, well-traveled, reads voraciously, will debate your face off. I mean, he wants to sit down and argue about something, and he'll pick any topic, and he'll take either side. Go! And you're like, ah! You look at these brown eyes of anger. He's like, come on, come on. He's like fast, and his whole family, they're all smart. Anyway, at one point, Diamond Dave and I are hanging out. This is like 1880, some long time ago. And we're talking about the integrity of performance and the show and the tour, and what it all means. And he said, Henry, when someone buys a ticket to your show, that's a contract they have with you. I said, damn, that's deep. And I'm like, that's really cool. And I take it that seriously. And so I don't want to screw this up. And so every single day by 4 p.m., all I think of is the fact that you're showing up at 8 o'clock. And what is my duty? One word after another word after another word, sentence, another sentence, another sentence, another sentence, paragraph, stop. That's one piton into the rock wall of logic. Another one, another one, another one, ascending. And then you get to the end of the show where the snake eats its tail, a perfect circular bit of logic. It all made sense. Aha, the epiphany. Haha, the revelation. And we leave. I have to do that. That's my damn job. Can I do it? Oh, hell no. So why do I put my name on the marquee? Because I just wanted you to like me, which is true. And so to alleviate stress, I must do all I can to not have my heart explode in my mouth every day when I rip myself from my slumber, from my coffin-like bunk on the Bon Jovi mobile. I wake up, I take a look at the fake wood paneling above me, rip myself off the mattress, and get to work. And so one of the ways I alleviate stress is I go to a gymnasium between 4 and 6 days a week. Don't get me wrong, I am not fitness man. I am anxiety boy, is what I am. And so most days of the week, you can find me in a local gymnasium near the venue on a machine that has become the metaphor for my life. The elliptical treadmill. That is my life's story. My knees left the building years ago. I'll never be able to run again. Too much damn pain. So the elliptical treadmill allows me to work up quite a sweat. And so there I am on one of these machines, gesticulating wildly, signifying nothing. That's me. Look at him go. He's going nowhere, but look at him go nowhere. Get it? And so and a good workout is when you can smell the plastic on the machine heating up. That means you're mad at it. You're like mad at your stress. I'm gonna eat my stress. I'm gonna kill this machine. And a way to keep myself incentivized to run going nowhere like a maniac, I use music. And so on my iPod, I have 3 different workout music files to keep me running nowhere. They have titles. One of the titles is Go! Part 1. Another one is called Go! Part 2. And there's another, oh, Go! Part 3. Those are the 3. And they're different combinations of Ramones and Slayer songs. The Ramones music, at this point, having listened to the Ramones since I was like 17 years of age to now, has a Pavlovian effect on me. I hear a Ramones song, I'm awake, I'm alert, and I'm ready to go. It's just, I hear it, I'm like, I don't need sleep. The Ramones are on. And so I use that, and it's like 4/4, it keeps you in the pocket. And the Slayer songs, punctuated throughout the workout regime, allows you to want to lunge over the machine and bite the skull of the person. Because quite often, in these urban gym environments, there's like rows of fitness machines, and in the afternoon they get quite occupied. So and quite often in some of these gyms, and I was denied access to your local Y, which I walked to. It took about 13 minutes, and I walked in with my ID and 15 bucks. I said, I'd like to get a day pass, please. And the nice lady said, we don't do that. And I've been going to YMCAs like everywhere all throughout my life, and it's the first time in my life I could not show my ID, pay money, and work out. And I see the whatever, I forget the name, Life Fitness, Life Cycle, the 91X. Oh, that's my favorite one. I love that so much. The 91X. I want to live with the 91. Oh, they're so good. And I see, I'm like, I want. And they're like, you can't come in. I'm like, I have money. She said, we don't do that. I said, never ever. And this one was just like, never ever. But she's like half my age. I'm a 51-year-old child. And I didn't even say thank you. I was so damn mad. I just about-faced and walked right back to the bus in my sweat gear. I am so unresolved at this moment. Anyway, and so usually I go in there and there's a big TV monitor in front of me fairly often. I have this weird timing of walking into gyms all over America and having with a high-definition screen right in front of me the Ellen DeGeneres show. And I have nothing against Ellen DeGeneres, of course, but it's just a weird visual in that I don't really know what her show's about, but it just seems to be her dancing around and people applauding for like unbelievable amounts of time. And I wonder what the motivation is, because I can't see, the person instructing them to applaud. And you sometimes notice a bit of desperation on the people, like, I've been clapping for like 3.5 minutes, my hands hurt. I mean, this is not enjoyable. And there must be someone going, clap! I say clap! And there's like, and so I'm sure it's a wonderful show. But when you're watching her and you're hearing Slayer, your head fairly explodes. Which keeps Anyway, every once in a while, it's not Ellen DeGeneres. Sometimes in gymnasiums, they try and be cool. Fox News, sports, CNN, afternoon talk show, so you can position yourself where your interests lie. And I just go to the first vacant machine and get on the damn thing and get down the road to nowhere. And so quite often, if it's not Ellen DeGeneres, it's Megyn Kelly from Fox News, who, just my opinion, she's a very attractive lady, not a real blonde, and her roots are showing a lot this week. You can check it out. Anyway, she has these unusually large and very round eyes, which gives her a perpetual look of astonishment or mild shock or fright. It's like someone's like, and she seems to have a look of like a mild disgust at like whatever she's reading or whatever she's hearing. She'll have someone on the show and they'll both be agreeing, I know he's from Kenya, he's a socialist communist bastard. And even though she's agreeing with that point of view, the look on her face is like, no, what? And I've always tried to figure out, what is that face saying? Like, if you could write it down, what is it saying? And the other day I was in Missouri or Ohio, and it's me and Megyn all afternoon, looking at that face. It's looking back at me with those huge silver dollar eyeballs. And I came to the conclusion that her face is saying to me, I am a woman with a well-lubricated index finger shoved to its hilt into my rectum. And I am disgusted at how much I like the feeling. And I'm like, I shouldn't be filthy. I shouldn't like this. No, stop. I mean, don't. Where's this show going? And so basically, you are the big damn deal. And so you're it. And it's a great it to have. And so I get more from you than you'll ever get from me. You have no idea. And so this is what I was thinking about as a 50-year-old man pounding his way through a tuna fish sandwich. And there's a thing that I noticed years ago when I would be on tour. If you go to your ancient books of rock and roll, like the ones carved into stone tablets, or the ones painted onto papyrus reed, you'll see information about a band that was around the time of the Bronze Age, or the end of the Bronze Age, not that old, called Black Flag. Ancient band. there's hardly any photographs of the band. It's kind of like courtroom renderings. Like there's paintings of the men holding the whale oil lanterns, and then we are like, you know, with huge microphones, that were just big boxes you broadcast into. Abraham Lincoln's in the audience, Tom Waits, John Adams, very long time ago. And so those days were very, very different than now. And quite often we would hitch up the ponies to our wagon and leave Los Angeles with like 12 to 15 band members, because you needed expendable band members. Because as you went east and the snows came, dysentery, syphilis would take away some of your band members. Or when the winter snows come, the drummer would have, I've got an idea for a song. Like, he's got to go. And like the Donner Party, you cook and eat. I mean, you have to survive so you can get to New York City. And one of my jobs back in those days was to find the band a place to stay. Because quite often, we're going to not drive, we're going to stay in town, so we had like a 100-mile drive, and we would play everywhere that would have us. And so quite often, we need to stay in town. There's never going to be a hotel for us, in that we don't have the money. This is the ancient days of independent touring. So one of my jobs, after taking the broken gear out to one of our vans of misery, and our vans like, canvas and gum, and they'd fall over. And quite often, like, one of us would forget to put gas in the thing, and it would conk out in the middle of nowhere. So there we are in like LaCroix, Wisconsin. Hey, carrying the van. You could smell us an hour before we got to town. What's that smell? What's that smell of depression and anger and man-ass? That would be us. Trying to get to sound check. And so after I carried out the wounded gear to the broken van, my job was to come back into the Rancid Club and be conspicuous and invite conversation and try and find the band a place to sleep. So I'd stand around with the recognizable face of this band. Here it is, here it is, here it is, 150 pounds of anger. And people would come, hey, wait a minute, you're the guy I spat on for an hour and 40 minutes an hour ago. I am. Can we sleep at your place? Let me make a call. And the kid goes over to some payphone bolted to the wall, and he comes back, yeah, it's cool. So we follow some kid on his huffy bike into the weird intestines of suburbia, these like curling streets of these drywall cookie cutter nightmare homes, and you park in some weird like locked off cul-de-sac. And like there we are, like 01:37 hours, marching in a straight line with like a blanket or whatever you had, 3 SST bands, 2 vans in a truck, all of the population there are marching into some suburban home, and you walk in and your nostrils are assailed by some amazing scent, like, oh, what is that? It's pancakes. Someone's making pancakes. And you walk into the suburban home, which is huge, and there is a woman with frosted hair. It's not a wig, it's her hair. And she's in a bathrobe looking like the front of a Betty Crocker box. It's like, well, good morning. You must be the Black Flags. Yeah, yes. Well, my son Chad said that you're coming over, so I got up and I have just made 451 pancakes. You see like these stacks of food, like, you descend on the food. It's like sunset on the Serengeti. Like hyenas. And so we descend upon the food mass, and you get it into your body, and then boom, you fall asleep, and you sleep this delirious sleep for like 4 hours, which would be a world record for any touring band. You usually get an hour and a half, and someone slaps you and says, "Get on stage, you wretch." You're like, huh, okay, and you somehow get through the night. 4 hours? I thought I had died and gone to heaven. And so you wake up like, wow, 4 hours of sleep. I feel fantastic. What's that smell? It smells like eggs. And you stagger back into the kitchen area. It's like the mother has never left the kitchen. Well, good morning, Mr. Flags. I got up very early and went to the supermarket, and I bought 400 dozen eggs, and I am making omelets. We're gonna eat breakfast? And I've done all of your laundry except for yours, Henry, because seemingly you don't have any other clothes except the ones you're wearing. So after the breakfast, we're going to take you out to the driveway and hose you off. That's what it was. in those days, this is what I had and that was it. Like, I washed your vans and hosed down your equipment truck, and like, let's just never leave. Let's just stay at this mom's house and like do the tour from here. We'll just play in the driveway and make everyone come to us. Like, a day with food? Wow, you feel so good. And so usually it was nothing like that. Usually after the show you're standing somewhere in America and you're trying to be conspicuous and you'd find some guy, hey, can we sleep at your place? Yeah, all right. And you follow him in his stolen car to some just destroyed part of town. You know, like power lines down, stop signs with bullet holes through them. And you go into some dark house with a broken roof and you walk in and you're like, the whole place is moist, the air isn't moving, and there's no lights because there's no electricity, there's no running water. And they go like, all right, well, there it is. And you lie down on this carpet. This smells of dead beer, wounded bog water, and cat urine. And like, you're moist, it's a match. And you're like, oh. And you put your shoes under your head and you try and sleep. And you're in the fetal position, you're like, it's awful. And you go in and out of like, you have like visions of sleep. I'm sleeping, the smell, the moisture. And at some pre-dawn hour, you're woken up from like 25 minutes of sleep, and your body is tingling all over, not with youth or pleasure. Crab lice can find you anywhere. In the darkest of night, they find you, and they seem to prefer one part of your body, and they head right over to it. And I'm not trying to be vulgar, I'm just telling you how it was. And you wake up like, whoa, whoa, because you can feel something making a mad dash around the circumference of your scrotum. And so you kind of lead it by a few millimeters, and you grab it, and you find some available light source to assess this damn thing that has invaded your body. And you see standing on your index finger an alpha male, well-tattooed, argumentative crab lice. Like, come on! Wow! I admire your upper body density and incredible vascularity. How did you get such body mass? I lived in the ass crack of Michael Stipe for 1.5 years. Do not take that the wrong way. I know they're pretty young, Mr. Stipe. He and I have been solid friends since the invention of paper. And he's a good guy. I'm just saying, they slept on those floors too. That's how those days were. And so things changed, but those days were very formative in my thinking and in my life. And it took a long time to get the wisdom from those days. At that time, you're just like, I'm young, I'm angry, this is my lot in life, I'm mad at the world, I can do this. I can shoot through metal, we'll keep playing, you can deny us, you can put us down, you can like write mean things about us that are not true in major newspapers, but we are not going to stop. We are young, and more dangerously, we are pissed, and we are right about everything. That's how you are when you're young, and that's what we were, and that's what we did. And the thing happened, one of the most politicizing and educational moments of my life happened in the year of 1984, in my 23rd year. And like all these indie bands, you go out for like entire fiscal quarters at a time, just orbiting North America, trying to beat it into submission, and losing most of the time. And so you'd come back to Los Angeles, where we did, where we kind of sort of lived, and you want to find out what's been going on in your absence. And so after 150 days on the road, you come back and you hang out somewhere where everyone congregates. It's like, what's been going on? What had been going on in those days was not good news. You found out that people had died since you had been away. There's no email, there's no cell phone, so information will sit dormant for months until you come back and poke it and it explodes to life. And so people had died. I said, whoa, wait, how can we be dying? We're young, we're sleek, we're pissed off, we're perfect, we're moving too fast. How can anything kill us? Bullets, lightning, nothing can kill us. What was killing people I knew in Los Angeles was heroin. And I'm kind of sort of a naive bit of a Boy Scout. I just, drugs were never my thing, really. And so I said, heroin? People really do heroin? I thought it was like some mythical substance in the French Connection film. And like, even if there was heroin, how do you get heroin? I mean, where do they sell heroin? So really I've got heroin. I'm like, is there really something like that? I just didn't know. I knew, but I didn't really believe it. Or I believed it, but I didn't think it would ever be us. So I said, You all do heroin? And I thought in those days heroin was really expensive. And it was a long time ago. It had come in from Asia, the China white, as they sometimes called it. And apparently it was a rich person's game. But heroin started coming into Los Angeles up from South America, through Mexico into Southern California, and all over America. And it was the brown heroin, and apparently very, very strong and incredibly cheap. And people were buying their normal bag of weed or wherever they were going, and people were getting 3 doses of heroin. Like, here's a balloon of heroin, try it. Like, are you kidding? Heroin? Yeah! I don't have a needle. You don't need a needle, just smoke it. Just do some heroin, check it out. And, like, sit still. You'll vomit at first, but you'll really like it. And all of a sudden you find out friends of yours were trying out heroin. And they're so casual. Yeah, me and my girlfriend, we did heroin last weekend. You did what? You're insane. You're from Mars. I can't even believe that. You did heroin? Oh, no, you should check it out. No, I should not check it out. Actually, I should be the anti-checkout on heroin. They go, yeah, we've been doing it every night this week because you're a heroin addict. They go, no, we're not like a junkie. We're just doing it a lot because it's so cheap. And my friend, he's been on it for a month. I mean, he's not addicted. He's got total control of it. And I was like, no. You're a heroin addict. They get angry. What are you, a Boy Scout? You're better than everyone? I said, I'm not better than anybody. I'm just telling you what you are, man. You're a junkie. You have a heroin problem. No, I don't. Then if you don't, stop right now. Don't do heroin tonight. Well, shut up. I go, fine, I'll shut up. But you're a junkie. And then you go on tour and come back, that guy had died. And then you come back from tour and like 2 other people had died. And I'm not conspiracy theory boy, but I think I'm onto something. And I think I was right about what I thought as a 23-year-old. That was a numbskull for a 23-year-old. But I thought, someone's trying to kill us off. And my life became like the opening stanzas of Allen Ginsberg's poem Howl, where he talks about the greatest minds of his generation, mad in the streets and dying off. And I said, they're trying to kill us. Someone doesn't like our demographic, and they're flooding this city with cheap heroin. It was to the point where you could get like a gunny sack of dope for like $1.50, or like you get your omelet at Denny's, and they give you a free side of heroin. Like you go to the grocery store, I want to buy some nectarines with some heroin. No, I want any heroin. You have to get the heroin. It comes with the nectarines. And it was like hurling, heroin at you. You're like, ow, what is that? Some heroin, take it home. Like, ew. And it seems to me someone in the power structure, and I'm not saying, the Bilderbergs, I'm just saying somewhere up the food chain, they looked at us and they said, no, it's not going to work. We're going to kill you off. We're going to let you kill yourselves off. So we look like the guys in the white hats, and you'll be the guys in the black hats, face down in a pool of your own cold vomit, dead. And we'll say, punk rockers, what do? They love anarchy, they love communism, they're non-informative good people, they're bad, they're ne'er-do-well junkies, and the proof, there's another punk rocker, a typical punk rocker, face down in his own vomit. That's what punk rockers do. They buy heroin, they don't contribute to society, and they die off. And it made me furious. And I really thought, someone's trying to kill us off. And I started thinking of that song, If 6 Was 9, from the second Jimi Hendrix Experience album, where he says, like white-collar conservatives flashing down the street, pointing his plastic finger at me, hoping my kind will drop and die. I'm like, no. You're not going to get me, man. And it occurred to me that all drugs, the heroin, the crystal methamphetamine, phencyclidine, PCP, at this point, bath salts, ketamine, ecstasy, and all the different versions thereof. It's handed down to us, we, the terrestrial rabble, so we can kill ourselves off. So is racism and homophobia and misogyny. It's more distraction. So you can hate this guy because he's a fag, and that guy's a Jew, and you can't trust these people because they look a certain way, and the president, he's not from here, he's from elsewhere. So we can have this otherness going on. And you can have your job that treats you poorly, you can be in a cubicle that doesn't pay very well. You can't get a living wage, so you have to live like a maniac, live in fear of being foreclosed upon, and so you get very angry. Well, they'll give you someone to hate. It's the elite, it's the Jews, it's these guys. It works very well. So you're very, very angry. What do you do to console yourself? You eat bad food. You eat fast food. You eat high fructose corn syrup. You watch stupid television shows. You fill your body with food that clogs up your arteries and turns your blood into syrup. You drink booze. You smoke tobacco. You destroy your body. You become mediocre of aspiration, infinitely arrestable. You don't read. You don't travel. You don't go anywhere. And you're a perfect little product for the man to denigrate and modify and have conform to his house of death. And I'm not trying to go, ooh. I'm just saying that for some people, they take it on and they destroy themselves. Someone else is laughing. And somewhere up the power chain or the food chain of all of this, they're laughing. They don't care if Bill marries Tom. They think it's hilarious. Like 2 fags want to get married. Like we care, we're making money. They don't, Rush Limbaugh can't go to the party with these people. They think he's some stupid idiot who gins up all the morons on the bottom floor. They go, you fat asshole, go get your paycheck and go talk all that stupid shit to all your stupid friends. But you're not eating with us, you moron. Go down there with your dumb friends, eat bologna. And that would be us down here. It seems to me we should think better. And they want you not to take care of each other. They want you to hate each other and filthify your body. And I'm 23 years old when I'm thinking all this. I go, no, it's not going to be me. I'm going to remain angry. I'm going to be like the most pissed off man alive. It's going to be like an anger marathon. And like my hero, Iggy Pop, said in an interview, they said, how do you stay so angry? He said, I work on it, man. I was like, oh, you professor, you. And so I try and wake up every morning,